Yo, what's good, YouTube? This your boy Sippy King, back with another video. On this video, I want to talk about the real truth about socialism and its impact on black culture. Once again, the real truth about socialism and its impact on black culture. And it's real. It needs to be talked about because like when it comes to socialism is another word. It also falls in the same category as politics. So really you can say this all political, you know what I mean, and it's government related, right? And the reason why I'm saying this because the government has the full control over this. Like the government determines who get help and who doesn't get help, right? And the government has a limitation on how far they go and how much they help a culture or a community, city, or state. That's how I go. But every state has its own government. Like Mississippi, we have our own government. Alabama have their own government, state government. Georgia have their own state government. So every state government in the United States gonna have different procedures, different state laws, different state funding. Some states do more for people than other states. Like for example, if you go to Delaware, right on the East Coast, or you go to New York, you can be a homeless person and you can still sign up for food stamps and still get free housing. Like the state up in New York and Delaware will pay for your housing, man. Yes, they have programs for that. You can get your own crib and get food stamps and still survive. Then in the state of New York, you'll get a monthly allowance, you know, right along with your stamps. You know, in New York, you might get $250 of food stamps a month, right? But your cash allowance will be like $150, $200. That part. Hey, if you feeling me, hit the like and subscribe button if you from the East Coast and you know what I'm talking about. I used to live up there. I know all about it. Yep. But they help their people, so every state different. But the problem is, you know, economic support in some states do not exist. Like I don't want to talk about my home state. I hate to say it, but Mississippi, we don't have economic support to a point where we'll put people in public housing in order for them to avoid being homeless. Like you go to Jackson, Mississippi, and you go down to Capitol Street, and you'll see homeless black men and women walking up and down the sidewalk all day. You know what I'm saying? You might see a guy with a box of cereal with a beer in the other hand, and he's sleeping on the sidewalk or he's sitting down at the bus stop. And I've seen this with my own two eyes. Like in my home state, we do not have economic support at all. Like my state, my home state personally, I hate to make them an example out of this, but they do give food stamps out, and they have like public housing for single mamas, single mothers, better yet. And it's only so much they give out because they have a budget on that on a yearly basis. Cause see, the state of Mississippi, they only give out maybe close to a meal to, you know, to put into that funding for public housing. But I guarantee you the state of Mississippi not gonna go over a meal, not for no public housing, because they not trying to put all that money into the black community like that for real. They not trying to do that, so it ain't happening. So when it comes to Mississippi, that's why you see so many homeless people out there. You know what I mean? Walking by Wingstop, walking right down Capitol Street, walking past the truck stop in Burger King. You'll see them all day long, walking all through Jackson, up and down Capitol Street. You know, they don't have nowhere to live. Some of these guys, they have to go to like a shelter. And then like when they go to the shelter, they have to go in there at a certain time, you know, in the evening time, you know, check in, sign in, get their little blanket and pillow, crash out. They'll feed them a couple times, and after that they go to sleep, wake up, by 7 o'clock in the morning, they got to go. You know what I mean? They don't help them get no job or nothing. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. That's why we have so much crime in the state of Mississippi, because we don't have a good economic support system. You know what I mean? But if you go to other states in the South, you go to Georgia, you go to Alabama, it's a little bit better. But Alabama need to tighten up too. But Georgia got, I'm going to say Georgia and Florida, Georgia and Florida have everybody beat in the South. And I know this because I live in Georgia. So by me saying that, if you're in Georgia, they have certain counties and cities in Georgia, like down in Macon, Georgia, Bill County. You go to Columbia, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And you go to certain places over there on the, the west side in Columbia, Georgia. There's a couple spots you can go to, and they'll put you on the program, and you have to check in, sign in every day. You have to do it for like 90 days, and they'll put you in a crib. That part. So Columbia, Georgia is helping their people, man. Columbia, Georgia is not rocking with that. Columbia, Georgia is not allowing that shit. Columbia, Georgia don't, like, you go to Columbia, Georgia, because I used to stay there. You go anywhere in Columbia, Georgia, and be out there in the middle of the night. Be out there in the middle of the night if you want to. Park there, Quick Trip or Circle K if you want to. Muscogee County Police will be pulled up on your ass, because they do not want you nowhere outside, stuck nowhere. They want you indoors somewhere. Columbia, Georgia don't tolerate homeless people being outside. Anyway, if you're from Columbia, Georgia, and you hear me, hit the like, subscribe button, man. But Macon, Georgia don't really put with shit neither. Bill County not gonna put with that shit, man. They're not gonna sit up here and let somebody walk up down the street all day, bumming around, standing at the store all night. Cause guess what? Bill County coming to get you. Bill County gonna come and see you. You know what I'm saying? And Bill County has some programs too where they help homeless people. So Bill County and Muscogee County have an economic supportive system and welfare programs. Your ass not gonna be hungry. They're gonna make sure you eat. They're gonna feed you, because it's easy to get on food stamps down there. So if you down there hungry, walking around looking crazy, something wrong with you. Because you can easily go down to the DFACS and sign up for food stamps. You know what I'm saying? For real. But once again, hit the like, subscribe button if you feel me on this video, man. And the next thing I want to talk about is labor rights, right? And workers' protections, fair wages, and all that stuff, right? So when it comes down to labor rights, that's why we have labor unions, right? Every state has a labor union. But the trick to a labor union is you have to spend money. You have to pay that money in order to get that good job. You know, you can join a labor union if you want to get involved with construction. You can join a labor union that deal with truck drivers. You can go to a labor union that deals with solar panel. You can go to a labor union that even deal with restaurants. Like, a labor union will help you make more money than you supposed to, but you have to pay your way to get in it. Some labor unions may cost $50 a month. Some labor unions may cost $100 a month. Some may cost more than that. But if you try to build your life and you on that mission, all you gotta do, pull out your phone, hop on Google and look for labor unions. And them shit's gonna pop up all up and down Google. And all you have to do is click on one, snatch a phone number up and call one and see what they specialize in. Because every labor union do not specialize in the same work trade. Every labor union specializes in a different work field. So, but the thing is, when it comes down to a labor union will stop discrimination, and all this like hatred type of thing going on. Because say you join a labor union and you work for a company through that labor union, number one, you would get paid more money than you would if you wasn't with the union working for the company. Number two, if somebody own a company or a supervisor try to wrongfully fire you, or they illegally do something or force something on you, you can go back to that labor union, call the labor union, call the board or the president, and that can help you file a lawsuit. That's the number one reason why, that's the number one purpose of a labor union, is to protect your labor rights. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, like I said, if a company do you wrong, you can go back to the labor union and complain, and you can take they ass to court and sue they ass. You know what I'm saying? You can put a company out of commission through a labor union. You can sue them for a whole meal just because they did you wrong. That's why it's smart to join a labor union if you specialize in construction, solar panel, truck driving, or bricklayer, or carpenter, or whatever, or electrician. Like, those are the fields you need to join a labor union for, so you can protect your rights. And by you being a black man in America, you have to protect your labor rights. So it's only smart to join a labor union. You won't have to pay that much money. Like I said, it can be from $50 a month to maybe $100 a month. $50 to $100 ain't shit. If you making a paycheck that's $1,500 a week, $2,000 a week, you know what I mean? $100 ain't nothing, or $50 ain't nothing to that. But that's just my opinion. That's my advice. But that's what I would do if I was still in the work field. You know what I'm saying? If I was still doing construction like I used to, I will be joining a union. That part. But yeah, the labor laws, they are different. Also, every state in the United States have different labor laws. That's why it's so important to grab a labor law book or a law book and just read up on labor laws and learn about the labor laws in your state, because that's the important, man. Because like, that's the problem with our black culture right there. We are lost when it comes down to certain situations, especially labor laws, because you can be moving to a state starting all over again, and you jump into a work field and you not knowing what's going on, and you wonder why you getting paid this much money when you should be getting paid more money. You know what I mean?